Did Jesus really die? This is a big question that many people have in their minds. Did Jesus die on the cross? Everybody believes that Jesus walked on the earth as a man. Nobody says, oh, it wasn't real. He wasn't real. Everybody believes Jesus was born in a miraculous way. He was born like no other human being was ever born. He was born without a father. It was a miracle. God's Holy Spirit came upon Jesus. God spoke, and Jesus was created in Mary's stomach. Jesus was created by God the Father. Jesus had no earthly father. Jesus was created without sex. The Holy Spirit came upon Mary, and Mary became pregnant. Jesus was unique. There's no one like him. Jesus never sinned. He was pure and holy and righteous and kind. He never lied, never cheated, never swore. Jesus walked on this earth and healed people. Everybody believes that. They saw him. They knew what Jesus looked like. They said, look, there's Jesus. Jesus is coming. And people will cry out, come and save me, Jesus. Come and heal me, Jesus. And Jesus would come and touch them. And he would heal them. He would bless them. Everybody knew this was Jesus. They knew his hands. They knew his face. They knew his voice because he lived among the people. Everybody knew Jesus. He was very famous. People would come around from hundreds of miles away to see him, to hear him, to be touched by him and healed by him. You know your father, you know your mother, you know your children, you know what they look like. If they're in front of you, you know that is your son, that is your daughter, that's your family. The same with Jesus. When he was here on this earth, he was a man. You could touch him, you could talk to him, you could give him something to eat. He would talk with you. Then when he was sharing his ministry and healing people and telling people how to go to heaven, the religious leaders got very angry because Jesus was stealing followers from them, and that was making them very angry because their religious system was falling apart. Jesus was winning the hearts of the people because Jesus was telling them, believe in God and believe in me. If you want to go to heaven, believe in me, said Jesus. Put your faith in me. Don't put your faith in the laws. Put your faith in me. And the religious leaders did not like that. They wanted people to follow the law. They wanted people to follow what they said because they wanted to have control and power over the people. And Jesus came, said, I am the truth and I am the way. And the religious leaders started to make a plan. How can we kill Jesus? But they had a big problem because Jesus was very famous and very popular. People loved him. And the religious leaders said, how can we arrest him and kill him when wherever he goes, he is surrounded by many, many people? So they made a plan. We will arrest him at night when it's dark. We will go to his house at night when nobody is awake. And we will arrest him. And then we will nail him to a cross and crucify him. And that's what they did. One night when it was dark and Jesus was in the garden praying, they came and arrested him, took hold of him, and said, "You are now going to die because you said you are God." And the next morning, he went to the cross. He was nailed to the cross. The people woke up and Jesus had already been arrested. And Jesus walked from the city to the hill where he was going to be crucified. And thousands and thousands and thousands of people saw Jesus walking by, said, "Look, there's Jesus. There's the man who healed me. There's the man who forgave my sins. Where is he going? Why does he have the cross? Why are they wanting to kill him?" And they took Jesus to the hill. And they took him to the cross. He was nailed to the cross. They didn't give him water. He had a hard time breathing. He was not able to sleep. He was tortured. The devil did all he could to make Jesus suffer and stop what he was doing. Jesus came to die for us on the cross. This is why he came. Jesus said, "This is why I have come, to die on the cross." This was Jesus' mission. And Jesus died on that cross. And it is recorded in the Bible, one of the soldiers looked at Jesus and said, "This man was the Son of God." This man was a righteous man. He pointed at him. He looked at him. He said, "I know this man." That's Jesus. Look at him. They saw him. They lifted him up on the cross. He was right there in front of their faces. The soldiers had to lift up the cross. They were right in front of him. And they recognized him. And they knew, this is Jesus. Jesus died on the cross. Every history book confirms it and says, Jesus was unjustly killed. He was nailed to a cross for sins he did not commit. He was nailed to the cross and died. Yes. It was Jesus who died on the cross. Now you know. You know the truth about Jesus Christ. You know the truth about the will and the plan of God. Jesus said, "For this reason I have come. I came into this world from heaven to fulfill the mission of God, which is to die on the cross." He said to his followers, "We are going up to Jerusalem, and I will be betrayed, and I will be nailed to the cross, and I will suffer and die, but after 3 days I will rise from the dead." These are the words of Jesus, and this is what happened in truth, in reality, in history. Jesus died and rose from the dead. Believe in him, and you will be saved.